Cutting between two strategically placed cargo containers, you find yourself facing a gang of SMG gunners. They're hastily raising their weapons when a man in a khaki overcoat gestures them to stand down. "Lower your weapons! Death is already coming for this one," he says. His voice is calm, but his eyes burn with a rage, and his right hand holds the hilt of his sword in a white-knuckled grip. "I am Captain Lang, and the ship that you're trying to scuttle belongs to me." The captain's speech is interrupted when the freed slaves pour out behind you, wielding makeshift weapons and prepared to fight for their liberty. Lang squints at them menacingly. "You dare lose my master's property? You have elevated foolishness to an art. Now I am especially interested in you. What's your name? I must know before sending you to your fate." Captain Lang closes his eyes and inhales sharply through his nose, as if hoping to breathe in your name and absorb it. "Ah, that name I'll remember forever. You know what comes next, don't you? You will die." The captain wraps his blade on a rail, making it hum. "Then everyone you know will die, and Trudograd will become a drug den. Then, if you're not a native of that city, I will visit your hometown as well." The captain pauses, and Blaze softly says, "Don't worry. Even if we die here, our comrades won't let Trudograd become a den of antisocial drug abusers." Captain Lang's blade sings as he cuts the air. Then he calmly continues, "Listen closely now. I'm about to give you a final choice." Captain Lang howls with laughter, and his cutthroats giggle along with him. "Oh dear, oh no, never. There's no chance you'll survive this encounter." The smile leaves the bandit's face, and he continues. "The choice I offer is this. You can either die messily in a hail of bullets from my men, or cleanly from a single blow of my blade. Well, what do you say to a farewell duel against me?" Someone taps you on the shoulder. It's old man Hexagen. His rapid-fire gesticulations suggest he's utterly against this duel idea. "So naive. Okay, I give you my word, if you prevail, my men will let you and your followers leave unharmed." The bandit grins broadly. The mere thought of losing is plainly ridiculous to him. "Swords or fists? How do you prefer to die?" The captain springs to his feet and assumes a stance used for swift attacks. His nostrils flare. He's prepared to cut you down as soon as there's an opening in your defense. "Should have known you were an uncultured scum. So be it. Fire at will, men." "Lang, stop!" The captain's men freeze at this suspiciously well-timed shout. Arashi, the man you freed on the lower deck, jumps down from a cargo container and strides past you, unsheathing his own katana. Captain Lang cringes in disgust. "What sea hole did you crawl out of, vermin? My men were instructed to feed you to the fishes." Arashi ignores the question and hoists his blade skyward. "In the name of my father, who you betrayed and murdered, I challenge you to a duel of honor. If any morsel of your honor remains after you sold out your previous crews." The captain's guard are both confused and alarmed by this accusation. Lang pouts. "Nonsense," scowls the captain. "You're not here because of your tarnished honor. You're here for the implant." The bandit taps himself lightly on the temple and adds, "How much did the conglomerate offer you for this, huh? Answer, sellout." Arashi grins wickedly and shakes his head. "Maybe I really am here for that thing in your head, but maybe you're just an old liar and backstabber, a traitor to his own people. Ask your men what they think of you now." Captain Lang darts a quick glance at his guards. They're obviously nonplussed and perhaps even a bit scared. All the resolve and most the obedience has vanished from their eyes. Annoyed, Lang spouts, "Trial by combat, then. When this liar's blood is decorating my blade, you weak-minded fools can decide for yourselves who is on the side of truth." You shrug and step aside while Lang's guards spread out to surround the captain and his challenger in a ring of living bodies. With no warning, the bandit leader rushes Arashi, who raises one eyebrow, impressed by the man's speed. Steel clashes on steel as Arashi blocks the attack and skillfully counters. He jumps up into the air and onto the hilt of his enemy's blade, and before you can figure out how that's even possible, drop kicks him in a masterful backflip. "You agile bastard!" The captain spits blood and assumes a defensive stance. Arashi does not reply, but simply circles Lang like a hungry tiger closing on its prey. Finally, the two swordmen rush one another, and after a lightning-fast exchange of blows, only one remains standing. The other falls to his knees, groping the incision splitting his stomach. Lang has lost the duel. The former captive approaches his prey with gusto and severs his head with a single, two-handed stroke. Die, dog, Arashi mumbles as he kicks the corpse off the deck and into the sea. Gripping the captain's severed head in one hand, he makes for one of the rescue boats. Seeing his complete lack of concern, Lang's gunners decide to flee. Holding Lang's head by the hair, Arashi turns it to face you. Horrified, you see it still twitching its lips and blinking while looking straight at you, despite having been cut off minutes prior. Don't worry, the son of a dog really is dead, says the swordsman, turning it away again. Before the war, he had a certain gizmo implanted to improve his fighting prowess for his country, or so folks say. My employees love studying these kinds of artifacts, so they asked me for a closer look at the thing. The last words you hear from Arashi before the noise of an icicle dropping from a container to the deck makes you dart around are, "Perhaps we'll work together again one day." When you turn back to face the mystery swordsman, he's already gone. Blaze pats you gently on the shoulder. "The deed is done. Let's get out of here."